Hello, my name is Valerie Pennington, and I'm here to teach you the basics about a game called chess. Now, does anyone know what this piece is? No? Okay, this piece is the most important piece in the game of chess. It's also known as the king. The reason why it's so important is because the entire object of the game is to capture your opponent's king and to keep your own king protected. And when capturing your other king, it's called checkmate. Now, to understand the game, you need to know how to set up the game board. So this is a chessboard, and your opponent is sitting across from you, and you're sitting right here, and each person has 16 pieces. So the second row has 8 of these little pieces called pawns. And on the edges, there are 2 rooks. They look like castles. And then beside them are knights that you can remember them because they look like horses. And beside them are 2 bishops. And then in the very middle, there is the queen and the king, the 2 most important pieces. The queen is always in the left hand, and the king is always in the right hand. In this way, your kings are never across from each other. Now, once you know that, you need to know what each piece does. So, the pawns traditionally move 1 piece at a time, except for in the first time, they can move 1 or 2 pieces. But after their first move, they can only move 1 space forward at a time. And to attack, they attack diagonally. They can't attack forward. And then rooks, they can go horizontally or vertically, any number of spaces, but they cannot hop over anything, so they have to wait to move. Like, they can't hop over the pawn, it has to move first. And then to attack, it just runs into something, like you would take it. And then here is the knight. The knight moves in a weird way called the L formation. You move forward 2 and over 1. And you can do this any other way. You can do it like forward 2, over 1, or over 2, up 1. It's any way. And they can hop over other things. And to attack, they land on things. And then this is the bishop. And they can move diagonally any number of spaces, but they can't hop over anything, so they have to wait for something else to be moved. And like the rook, it runs into its attacker, and then it takes it. And the king, which is the most important piece, as you can remember, it can only move 1 piece at a time. One place. It can move in any direction, but it's still only 1 place. So it can't do much damage. So that's why it has to be protected so much. But on the opposite hand, the queen can move any number of spaces in any direction, but it can't move in any formation. It can't move in an L like the rook or the knight can. And now that you know all that, you need to know how to play the game. So the entire object of the game, like I said, was putting the opponent's king in checkmate. So how do you do that? I'll set up a little scenario. You take your rook, and you can put it by the king. So this wouldn't happen. You would take more moves in a real game, but for this purpose, it's fine. So the king cannot move anywhere. Like, if it moves to the side, it'll still be in checkmate because the rook would take it. And the pawns can only move forward, so they can't, because sometimes you might want to put something in the way, but you can't. So that would be defeated, so you would have won the game. And another way to help you get to checkmate and win the game ultimately is to attack your opponent's pieces. Like I was telling you about earlier, like how these just run into the opponent, and these diagonally take the opponent. And if you do this, you can like hinder them. If you take like one of their pawns, you say, then they're down a pawn, they're at a disadvantage, and you're at advantage. And if you can take their bigger pieces like the queens and the bishops and the rooks, then you're at an advantage, and you have a better chance, kind of winning and taking and putting their king in checkmate. Now that you've learned all this, I hope that you can go out and teach your friends and have a lot of fun playing. Thank you for listening. You've been a great audience.